Then we spoke last week about the way Rooney impacts, and you were such full of positivity. You shunned all these naysayers that said it was a terrible decision, and it shouldn't. You were all for it. How are you this week?
Listen, it's 2 games in. I know it hasn't started great, and it couldn't have gone any worse. But I only predicted one win out of his first 5 games because I thought the fixtures were tough. So I actually predicted it to be Hull as well. So that went. So listen, he's trying to change too much too soon, but I think he's learned that now. We ain't got the players to do what he wants us to do, but he's got what he's got at the minute.
Let's go back to the Middlesbrough game then. The one we were looking at last week. Yeah, really did really well there. It could have been a lot worse than what it was. The interesting point I think from his team selection was the selection of Hogan, which is down well with fans. Certainly, what I read on in forums. What was your view of how Rooney set up that team and his team selection for the Middlesbrough game?
I think I mentioned it before we kicked off. We'd lost before we kicked off that game. I mean, he started Hogan up top. I don't know how he gets in that squad every week. And then he also put Gary Gardner in midfield that hasn't started a game for probably around 2 years. I mean, set us up in a new formation. It was never against a very good side. It was never going to go well.
Yeah, because the key to season so far has been Sanderson Long, isn't it? We're really kind of tighten the centre, and the players just seem to get a bit lost in the games that you've seen so far. Is it? Like you said, it's early days, isn't it? But are you worried?
Not worried yet. It's too early. You can see what he's trying to do. We're trying to play out from the back. Unfortunately, some of these players they can't do it when they got the ball at their feet. They just look lost. Long's brilliant at being a defender that will clear the lines and head everything out, but put him standing on his own 18-yard box with the ball at his feet, he's struggling. Same with Ruddy. I mean, Ruddy can't kick a ball to save his life. Brilliant shot stopper, but and I think Rooney's looked at that now and thought, yeah, I've messed up the first 2 games here. He's going to need a transfer window or two to get players in that can do what he wants to do. So don't write him off just yet.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. It's Wayne Rooney. It's a legend. You'll never hear me talk ill of the man. What what happened with Hull then? Because you had your chances in that games, didn't you? But was there something wrong with the press? It doesn't seem to be. They seem to be pressing all at the same time. There's some of them doing it, some of them aren't.
Yeah, it looks so mismatch. It really did. We just never pressed them. Only one or two would press at a time, and then, like I say, the goalkeeper would pass it out to one of the centre halves, and the centre halves would do 3 or 4 passes backwards and forwards between each other on the 18-yard box, and before you know it, they had Hull in their face and they were robbing the ball off us. It just didn't work. And like I say, I think that's down to the players. Rooney can't be blamed for that. I know he's telling them to do it, but he's trying us to play football, which I like to see. I don't want to see us keep just hoofing the ball at the pitch. We've done that for seasons. I'm sick of that football.
We won't ask you whether this is Zola Mark II every week, but permit me to ask it this week. Is this Zola Mark II?
No, no, I'm going to stay with no. I'm not going to diss Rooney like that just yet.
All right, let's bring in Southampton away then this weekend, which is probably not a ground you want to go to, especially with how they're playing. Let's bring in Joe and find out a little bit more. Thank you, Adam, for now. Okay, Southampton, Birmingham then. Joe, what's your thoughts on this one?
My head is saying 1-0 Birmingham. My heart is saying 2-0 Southampton. we always have a dodgy result in us, and there's just that lingering feeling in the back of my head that it could be this one. I don't know.
Adam, based on what you've seen the last 2 games, what do you say Southampton Birmingham's going to end up?
I wouldn't fancy us at Southampton anyway, regardless of the last 2 games. So I'll probably be lucky and take a 2-0 loss. I think we'll take that now. I think because the last 2 games have been atrocious.
So there no need to be so pessimistic, Adam. It's worn you out. It's worn you out of it. 3
It's
weeks
going to back us to win every week and we lose.
ago, you were a cocky, smiling Brummie who was going to confidently batter West Brom, and here you are now.
I know, yeah. It's the only one I got right.
Right, cheers, fellas. We'll catch you in a couple of weeks. We'll
Cheers,
catch you
mate.
next week. Sorry, with you. All right, cheers, fellas. Cheers.
Cheers,
Bro,
bye-bye.
cheers, thank you.
Bye-bye.